can you explain a little bit about what is TEDx?
Well, TEDx is an extension really of TED.
Yeah.
And what it is independent people can apply for a license, so to speak, to get the endorsement of TED New York.
Yeah.
And that's what we did for our event on the Great Wall.
And what is TED for people who don't know?
TED is an interesting organization that people either know lots about or absolutely nothing at all. TED actually stands for Technology, Education and Design.
Oh.
And that is the idea of promoting those three, technology, education and design, but really promoting inspiring ideas. The theme of TED and TEDx is spreading great ideas.
I see.
So that is what you have to do, spread ideas and spread passion is really what the thing's about.
And how did you meet TED?
TED is something I've heard about vaguely,
Yeah.
like a sort of strange religion. And then they approached me to talk at TEDx Tokyo. And that was really an amazing experience because people seemed to appreciate what I said. And really at the end of that event, I met Laura and I thought I would, show off as normal and saying, well, obviously we can do one on the Great Wall. So she said, well, if you do, then of course I will be there.
Why is the Great Wall?
The Great Wall is something that, this is a place I found about 20 years ago almost, that someone showed me. I think the wall is iconic.
Yeah.
The wall is also a place of massive stupidity where millions of people died to try to protect an ideology that maybe wasn't correct. And I think that's what we're all doing in our own lives. And I think thinking about what our walls are, what we can break down, who we might be if we had possibilities, it's a rather good metaphor for are we wasting our energy and are our walls real? And do we need walls?
Yeah, and then what was the theme of the TEDx?
The theme of my TEDx, or no, not mine, but mine and Patricia's, was very much around world without walls. And that is the idea that how do you get people to, think about what is their world be if they could really achieve their potential.
Yeah. And what kind of speaker did you bring in?
We've tried to bring in as diverse a number of speakers as possible, but each one had a specific area that they were passionate about. They might be working for a huge company, or they might be working for an NGO, and frankly, that didn't really bother us.
Yeah.
What we were looking for people who had that sort of core ethics, that they were interested in life, happy with themselves, and passionate about making a difference.
And
So
and what kind of people joined the event?
That I am still not sure of.
Yeah.
What I know is that 100 people turned up from different organizations. Exactly who they were, I really am still at a total loss. But my theory on life is that the right people will always turn up.
Yeah. And how was the event itself? How can you describe
Well, as the
that?
organizer, it was amazing. We had a few interesting technical issues, as you might imagine.
Yeah. Yeah.
But all in all, I mean, people seemed to enjoy it. They sat in the sunshine and they attended and they applauded and they came on the wall and they enjoyed themselves, I think.
Yes, so they went on the wall and they did what's happened there?
Well, that was really what we were talking, obviously, to you about, was the idea of briefing people to look at their own lives. And I think to actually ask people to look at their own lives is very un-European in a way.
Right.
And I think it's just to give people that sense of, no, we're not being American about it. We're just saying, go and sit down, think about what's important, and come back and talk to each other about what's important, thinking about what you've learned and done in the last day or so.
And what kind of, let's say, process or tools did you give them to think about that?
Very, very little.
Yeah.
Obviously, you played a role in getting them to think about, or some of them to think about how they might see things. I gave them a blank sheet of paper and said, do you want to go and draw something and think about your life?
Yeah.
And Patricia said, do a haiku. To be absolutely honest, I didn't think the haiku would work, but as we saw, it was unbelievably successful.
Exactly.
So I think, again, that just shows our own horizons are often going to be the wrong horizon.
Right. And what that kind of TEDx experiences could bring to leaders to join those kind of events?
I think leadership is such a nebulous
Yeah.
comment.
Yeah.
I think it's, again, people who are passionate and curious.
Mm.
You're not going to learn to be a leader from attending a TED event.
Yeah.
But if your behaviors change because of people you've met, or you're inspired to be more humble, more open, more infused, then that is what I think the goal and the objective of it would be.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much, Marceli. That was
Yeah.
a great event. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah.